Hello, this is topic 4-6 on perpendicular lines. And so we're going to be finding equations of lines that are perpendicular. Well, quick refresher, lines that are parallel have slopes that are the same. Whereas lines that are perpendicular have slopes that are negative reciprocals. That means that you flip the fraction and change the sign. Let's put this into practice. So if I'm given a slope of 2/3, one that's parallel would also be 2/3, but one that is perpendicular would be negative 3/2. If I'm given a slope of -4, one that's parallel is -4, and that's the same as saying -4/1. So one that's perpendicular would be a positive 1/4. Notice we flipped this, and it was negative, so now it's positive. So if you're given a whole number, you're going to want to write the slope over 1 so that finding the perpendicular will be a little bit easier. Now if we're given a slope of -1/4, one that's parallel would also be -1/4. And so the perpendicular would be a positive 4/1, which is really just 4. And if we're given a slope of 2, the parallel slope is also 2, which is the same as saying 2/1. So the perpendicular one would be -1/2. And so that's how we find perpendicular slopes. We take it, make it a fraction, flip that fraction upside down, and then change the sign. Well, now let's determine whether these lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Well, over here we have a -1/2 and a +2. So if I take -1/2, that's going to turn into 2/1, and 2/1 equals 2. So these are perpendicular. For example, number 2. This is 3. This is -3. Well, if I take 3, that's going to be -1/3, which is not 3. So this would be neither. And remember that x/7 is really 1/7 x. And so 1/7 and 1/7, they are parallel. So I'm going to write parallel. And so that's how we find perpendicular and parallel slopes. Now, to find a parallel or perpendicular line, the first thing you need to do is solve for y to find the slope of the original line. Next, we use point. Sorry, we're not going to use point slope form yet. We determine the slope of the new line. Next, we will use point slope form to find the equation of the new line, and then we convert to the appropriate form. Whether or not that's standard or point or slope-intercept form depends on you. Well, it depends on the question that was asked, rather. Let's go ahead and put this into practice. All right. We want slope-intercept form, and we want perpendicular. So first, let's find the old slope. We want to subtract 5x. That gives me a negative 2y equals a negative 5x plus 8. Divide everything by negative 2. Make it that y equals 5 halves x minus 4. And so my old slope is 5 over 2. Now I want to be perpendicular. And so my new slope is going to be negative 2 over 5. And this is x1 and y1. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Y minus 9 equals a negative 2/5 x minus 2. So y minus 9 equals a negative 2/5 x minus 4/5. I add 9 to both sides, and y equals a negative 2/5 x plus 9 minus 4/5 is 8.2. And slope-intercept form is what we've got it to, and so we are done. Moving on to our next example. We're still wanting to go perpendicular. Well, my old slope is real easy. It's 2/9. So my new slope will be negative 9 over 2. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So y minus negative 13, which is really plus 13, equals a negative 9 over 2 times x minus 6. And so y plus 13 equals a negative 9 over 2x minus, or rather plus, because negative negative make plus, 27. And now I subtract 13 from both sides. And I get 14. Slope-intercept form. This is the form of the equation that we want. And so perpendicular lines are just like parallel lines, with the added step of you have to figure out what your new slope is by taking a fraction, flipping it upside down, and changing the sign. Good luck on your assignment, and have a good day.